Yeah, this is a ping pong channel now. Well, what is up everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. This is not actually going to be a ping pong channel anymore. I know like you might be worried about that, but we're not giving up everything, the trading card world for ping pong yet. Although today I got to play some ping pong with my cousin. It was great. I went 4-1, and it reminded me of some things about TCG and why I got into TCGs. I wanted to chat a little bit about it on today's video. So when I was in college, we had a ping pong table, just like that. You know, the ping pong table provided a lot of value. It provided a lot of opportunity to hang out with people, play games. We played Sting Pong. We played Around the World, where we had a bunch of people and you would go around the world. It was a ton of fun. It was a good time. But one of the best utilizations of the ping pong table was to play Magic the Gathering and to sort our Magic the Gathering cards. If you were walking through my college dorm building on a Friday night at maybe 1 a.m., you would see a bunch of nerds like myself sorting Magic the Gathering cards or playing Magic the Gathering cards on Magic the Gathering on a ping pong table. And it led me to think about this question. I was just thinking about it today. I could spend all day thinking about TCGs and like, what did they provide me in college? What did they provide me? And I think for you as a viewer, I want to remind you, because I feel like we've gotten so wrapped up, myself included. When I first started playing TCGs, this was not about the money. I can't tell you, like the first night I played Magic the Gathering, I went online and I ordered a 5-color deck and it was $10. I remember saying, I'm never gonna spend more than $2 on a piece of cardboard because that's ridiculous. Obviously my life has radically changed since then because here we are. But for me, it was all about the value that like the experience of playing, and it wasn't even competitive. That's why this channel is called Kitchen Table TCG. It wasn't even competitive. We played like non-standard. I remember the first time I went to a standard tournament, I played a game, I sat across my opponent, I played a card. Maybe it was like I can't even remember what it was. I feel like it was like a doubling season. They were like, you can't play that. That's not in standard. And I was like, what is standard? They're like, well, I need to see a judge. Anyway, and it was great. Like I had never played before. We had just played at a ping pong table. And so it leads me to understand what is the value of something like a TCG. And this is why I think you see a lot of people saying, well, nobody ever plays that game, because the inherent value of a trading card game is the idea that it can be utilized outside of a stock market or outside of whatever. It can be played. Here's where I want to take this a different stance here. I think there's a difference between a game that can be played and a game that is highly competitive. You know, Flesh and Blood is a highly competitive game. It can be played at a kitchen table. It can be played at a ping pong table. It can be enjoyed in that way, but it is also a highly competitive game. And that's what LSS is striving to be. And that's what the value it has brings. They are leaning in, you know, they just had a $1 million prize pool in 2022, which is incredible. And so like they're leaning into this kind of high level gameplay, high level play, high level competition with their TCG. And that's valuable. But that is not the only value that a game can bring. A game does not have to be high level competitive. And I would argue that a game is more value, a game brings more value from being able to be played at a kitchen table, being able to be played with friends, being able to be played casually than it does being able to be played competitively. Not to take anything away from Flesh and Blood, because again, Flesh and Blood can be played casually. I play Flesh and Blood casually. I don't play competitively. I'm not playing in any Road to Nationals this year. That's not my goal. Like I'm hosting a Road to Nationals as a store, but like I'm not playing in any of those things. I'm going to play in Vegas mostly because I want to hang out with you and the viewers of the channel, mostly because I want to have a good time and I want to say that I did it. I'm not playing to win the calling. I'm not going to do that. But the goal here, I think for TCGs should be, can you sit down with your friends and your family? I played ping pong today with my cousin. Can you sit down with your friends and family and enjoy? Can you at 1 a.m. Pick up a game with your college dorm friends and pick up a game and have fun? That inherently is the importance and the value that a trading card game brings to this world. There's not another way to do it. For me as a guy, I don't love having conversations with people. I don't love just like going out for coffee. Like my wife goes out for coffee with her friends and sits down and they sit down and talk for like 3 hours. And like to me, that sounds horrible. Like not that I don't have emotions and I don't want to talk to people, but like I have to be doing something in order to like get to know you. So like for me and my friends, we sit down and we play a game. Like there's some chatter, there's some chat. We get to know each other. We ask each other how our families are doing. But like the intricacies of playing brings value, and it doesn't have to be competitive. And so this is where I feel like I'm trying to answer some questions with people. I don't think every TCG has to be played at an LGS, has to have some sort of huge competitive scene. I really think Flesh and Blood is filling that gap for a lot of people. Magic the Gathering, I think Friday Night Magic has done a fantastic job over history. You know, I love a conversation that the professor at Tulare College has about Friday Night Magic and about the value that Friday Night Magic brings to local communities. It's not about the competition, it's about providing a location and a place to play. I think the local game store is fantastic for that. But I also think that there's a huge element of this is like, can you sit down and enjoy playing a game with your friends? That's what has me super excited for player versus encounter or PvE, which is player versus encounter or player versus environment. Basically, it's not competitive, it's not one-on-one, but it's like a group setting against a big boss. I'm really excited about PvE for Flesh and Blood. That's why I'm really excited about MetaZoo. People keep asking me, Louis, have you actually played MetaZoo? And like, yeah, like the other night, my buddy Robbie came over. We played 2 games of Flesh and Blood to get ready. He's coming to Vegas with me. We played 2 games of Flesh and Blood. We played Classic Constructed. And then we're like, all right, we're done with this. Let's learn how to play MetaZoo. And we played like 3 or 4 games of MetaZoo, and we love it. And we had a good time. I'm not going to say we had more fun playing either one of them. We had a blast playing both of them. And like one, we were playing to practice to like, you know, my goal is to win 2 games at the Calling. We'll see if I can pull it off. My goal is to win 2 games at the Calling. So I have to at least practice and be decent. But like the other one, we just sat back and had a good time. We read the little rule book. You know, one of the cards said that we weren't allowed to look at our electronic devices or we lost 50 health points. So like we had to actually read the stupid little rule book. It was a blast. Like it was a lot of fun. And like, that's what I'm trying to say. I know that Mike at MetaZoo is saying that there's going to be competitive tournaments and all that stuff. That's great. That's not going to be my focus. That's not going to be what excites me about a game like MetaZoo, or even like, I know a lot of people are talking about Genesis. I had a quick conversation with the guy from Genesis the other day, the creator, and like I'm excited about that too. I think like there's other games that provide this kind of fun, enjoyable atmosphere. I do think Flesh and Blood is going to have this kind of competitive scene nature that's going to make it I feel like it might divide the community a little bit, and I hope it doesn't do that. I feel like one of the things that I've always said since day one is I feel like Flesh and Blood's focus on competitive play, though it's really important, I think it's really great, I would hate to see not a focus on kitchen table play. That's what has me excited about Blitz decks. That's why I was excited that when they did the Blitz decks, they did it in the right way, because it's a great thing to pick up and have my sealed, not my sealed Blitz deck, but I just keep them, like I literally just keep them in the thing. I don't even sleeve the decks. It's just like throw them on the kitchen table, play a game, have some fun with your friends. Like I love that, and I hope that they keep leaning into that. They are hardcore leaning into the competitive scene. I hope that they do some things. I think PvE is a massive one. Hope they do some things to lean into the kitchen table play, the just organic picking up the game with a friend. And then I hope that these other games, as I pick these up, I'm really trying on the channel this is a Flesh and Blood channel. That's what I've always said. That's what's, my passion, is what I love. But I'm starting to see that there's other card games that are also a lot of fun to play, and I don't want to miss out on that. Like, I feel like I have an opportunity as somebody who has quit their day job to do TCGs like in full time. I feel like I would be doing a disservice to you. I feel like I would be doing a disservice to myself to not like experiment and try out the other games and have fun with them. And like, I will never ever just like say, hey, go play this game without like looking into it and playing it. I've mentioned like Genesis. I haven't sat down and played Genesis. Like, you're not going to hear me say like Genesis is a great card game, go play it. Like, I hope to play it and to learn it, but like there's only so much time in my life, but B, like I don't want to just like shout out something. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm throwing out. I think as you expect Flesh and Blood to get more and more competitive, I do think we've got to, as a community, remember to be teaching our friends how to play, to be bringing people into the Armory events. I feel like as a community, we've shifted towards like really, like even me, like I've been practicing for the calling, and like have I really like continued to pursue growing the game locally? Have I really continued to pursue like reaching out to my Magic the Gathering commander group and being like, guys, come on. So anyway, that's just a thought I've had today. I was thinking about playing ping pong, and I was just thinking like, I miss those days of just hanging out with my college friends, college roommates, and we would just pick up Magic the Gathering. We didn't worry about formats. We didn't worry about any of that. We just had a good, solid time. I think that's what TCGs provide. And the competitive stuff's great. My heart is in the non-competitive side of things. So super excited for PvE. I think it's gonna come out. I don't think it's going to come out in Tails. I don't think they're going to announce it. I don't want to call that prediction. I think it will come out in the next set, the kind of middle ground set that's not a full set maybe. Anyway, hope you guys have a great day. Remember to be kind to the people around you. And if you can, play a game of ping pong, because ping pong is the freaking best. So we'll talk to you later.